Alright, so this is the dash reinforcement that's going to go right there. So you're going to have these 4 screws on top. These are going to be 7mm. You're going to have another one over there and then another one over there. I just used the 1/4 inch with an extension into the deep socket. Then you're going to have 8mm screws. Here, let's see. One right there and then another one over here. And, well, this is going to be broken. So just take the screw out and you're going to get that piece. I tried using JB Weld in the past and that worked perfect for up until it cured. And then once I drove, it broke off again. But that's the piece. So we're going to move on. Another thing too is this, the cover or the skin. You have a screw there, 7mm. And then some underneath as well. So if you remove those, then you can open this up. So now when I go in here, shave this off smooth, put the new holes with the rivets, this lip can go right here in between. So I go to the next step.
So this job will take less than 20 minutes really. It didn't take me long and I'm recording. But if you have the tools, for example, some form of reciprocating tool to cut that little excess piece off and smooth it out, it doesn't take that long and it's actually pretty easy. I didn't really trim much of the video out, but I mean this whole entire video is going to be less than 5 minutes and it didn't really take me that long. It probably takes you the same amount of time to get all the tools ready than it does to do the job. I'm probably exaggerating, but it really is that easy. And like I said, that's just a tool for wood. Then after that, I just attached the sanding bit. I did run a coarse piece of sandpaper and then I went to a finer grit just to smooth it out a little, but you don't really have to. I just did. But that's it. So when you use this, it just reciprocates back and forth, smooths it out, and you want it as smooth as possible so that the plate fits flush as possible. And that's it. That's what it looks like. And this item, I think I mentioned it, maybe not. I got it from Bronco's Graveyard or Bronco Graveyard online. I did use a socket that's a 6mm with some tape because that was the perfect measurement to insert it. How much tape? I don't know. Just mark the points. I just used this body reamer for RC cars to mark the point, but you can use whatever you want, a marker if you want. Drill. If you're having trouble drilling, this thing can actually be pretty soft. You can just grab a drill bit with some pliers and turn it if you really wanted to. That was just to show you because spaces do get tight in there. But start with something small and then always measure with the rivet. Make sure you don't go way overboard, too wild and crazy. And these are my Rosies right here. I'm joking. If you got the reference, Rosie. Right, this is my riveter. That's it. Now for me, it took a little longer because I'm using one hand and I am recording, but it doesn't take long. Just make sure that the bracket is flush against the dash plastic and then just go one by one. If you've never used a riveter, that piece of stud there will just break off once it's done. So you just keep squeezing until it breaks off. So if you hear a snap, don't get startled, it's supposed to snap off. But that's what that looks like. And that's affixed to the dash. Remember, the skin is not attached, that's why it looks like it's moving. But there we go. So that is perfect, all 3 rivets. That hole is just a pilot hole, that's all it is. But now I'm going to put all the screws, everything together. One thing is just line up the screws, screw them in a little. Don't put them in all the way in, just so everything fits. Then after that, you can go ahead and tighten. Do not over tighten. There's absolutely no need to over tighten. You're just going to break something. But in the end, this thing is sturdy, really sturdy. I mean, I am putting quite a bit of, I'm pulling quite a bit and I'm putting quite a bit of weight on there, and that thing is sturdy. I don't have a driving video, but it does not rattle at all. So this is a perfect bracket. I would say it's worth it. Well, thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe if you have not, and I'll catch you in the next one.